Yabba dabba doo, sports fans! Welcome to Rochester, New York for the third game of the Pip-Rock City Girls Festival. We are finally back online after streaming problems at the last two rinks. We're here bright and early on a Saturday morning for this game between New York. Steel City selects 14U girls in their black jerseys with the gold trim. And these East Coast Wizards in their gold jerseys with the black trim. So this will be a black and gold confusion. We're live courtesy of the hotspot. Hopefully it holds. We're going to bring you this game. I can tell you the music's already loud, so I'm going to go on mute. We got a minute 30 to go for the warm-up clock here, and then I'll be back with you to bring you some first period action. All right, they have turned off the warming up music, and we are ready to go. You can see I'm stationed just a little bit to the right of the red line here on the visitor side at Paul Lewis Arena in beautiful, lovely Rochester, New York. Paul Lewis, not sure if he's related to Joe Lewis or Paul Revere, but either way, we're here. Looks like we're going to start with Kinger, Yenny, and Stevens. Zivkovic and Kiesel on the back end with goaltender Kanachi in the net for this early Saturday morning game. And we are, start the huddle video, we're underway. Back to Zivkovic, Zivkovic over to Kiesel. Kiesel ahead up to Yenny. Yenny gains his own. King is going to be offsides. So we'll get our first stoppage. Just 8 seconds in. And it looks like they're not going to play the music during the breaks, which will make my job a little easier. So Kinger going to step in for this drop, pulls it back again to Kiesel, who loses it on the far wall. They battle there in front of the selects bench. Yenny and Kiesel. Stevens comes to poke at it. Can't get it free. They still battle. Now back to Kinger. Kinger ahead to Stevens. Stevens through neutral ice up the left side. Stevens in behind the net, tries to throw it in front, can't, still skating with it. Has King open, doesn't get it there, out to the point to Kiesel. Kiesel shot from there, gets through, loose in front, puck loose on the doorstep, nobody can bang it in. That puck was loose in the crease. Kiesel's going to hold, throw it in deep down the right-hand side. In behind the net. Where it's going to go past Yenny into the far corner. They're going to pick it up there, Stevens is going to hold. Stevens throws it off the glass. Into the corner, she goes for a change. Back to the point, Kiesel. Kiesel chops it in low. And they're going to battle along the half wall there. Mrazek gets a shoulder into a much bigger player. Elena never shy of the aggressive play, which is good to see early in the morning. Here come the Wizards. Makasenka takes it back the other way. Makasenka with some room. Makasenka skating hard. She comes in, shoots, hits the goalie in the neck, drops in front. They keep battling for it up to the point. We had Litz coming on quick. She overskated it, and Klein's going to pick it up at the blue line. Klein's going to chip it back the other way. She battles, chips it by a Wizard. Back to the Wizards' bench area. They throw it ahead. Litz backhands across for Dahl. Dahl along the half wall here. Gets hit, knocked down by a Wizard in behind the net. Litz is going to pick it up there, take it around far side. She's going to send it ahead. Too far for Makasenko. Wizards are going to chip it in deeper. It's going to come in front of the net. Dahl's going to pick that up, clear it to the near wall. She's going to send it ahead for Mrazek. Mrazek chips it up. And they're going to wave off the icing on a tip. Around to the far wall. Makasenko battling. Klein comes in, steps in, picks it up. It's Litz. Litz sends it in deeper on net. Blocked by a Wizards player. In behind, Wizards. Up the half wall. Stopped there by Clardy. Gets by Dahl at the point, and it's going to go all the way down and be our first icing. So with 12:36, we'll come back down here. A bit of the far end for you this morning. This is a very narrow rink. We've got 6 rows of bleachers, and I have to set up in the aisle due to the way this is constructed. So this is the best view I can give you. Walkoska's going to step in with Panetta and Clardy. We've got Howe and Marshall on the back end. Howe's going to chase this one down near wall. She's going to turn, throw it ahead for Clardy. Clardy up the near wall. Loses it at the blue line, comes back out. Howe chops it in. Clardy's going to circle back, regroup, send it ahead for Walkoskis. Walkoskis through the center. Up the near side. Turns, backhand. Sends it on front to the net. Panetta's there, couldn't put it in. Panetta sends it into the center, comes by everybody. Howe's going to have to chase this one down at neutral ice. Retreats top of the zone. Howe head up pass to Panetta, gets past her. They call off the icing on a tip, and it's going to go all the way down. Clardy. Clardy tries to put it in front. Walkoska's bouncing puck. She couldn't handle it. Turns, throws it high over the net into the far corner, where Panetta's going to pick it up. Panetta pressed against the wall by a couple of Wizards. Back to the point. Now Walkoska's, Panetta, and Marshall battling. Marshall fell down, threw it in front of the net. It's loose. Clardy's going to pick it up there. Clardy's going to send it ahead to Howe at the point. Howe's going to shoot. Wizards goalie's going to pick that up in her goalie catching glove. And with 11:32 to go, we're going to get a face-off to the left on your screen. Looks like it's going to be Kanger coming in with Stevens and Yenny as the foot tapping shakes the camera. Kanger sends it over to Yenny. Yenny back to Zivkovic at the point. Comes out to Kiesel. She's going to regroup center ice. They clear. She dumps it down the far wall. King's going to go do some work behind the net. Wizards turn it around right over to King behind. King over to Yenny. Yenny out front to Stevens. Couldn't bang it home. Bad angle, and Kiesel picks it up at the point. Down low to King. King throws it in front. Too far for Yenny. Yenny in the far corner. Throws it around behind King. In front. Nobody there. 4 Wizards crash that net. They play down low. The points are open. Out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic holds it. King picks it up. King throws it in. Misses near side. Stevens goes behind. Goaltender. Stevens picks it up behind the net. Stevens comes around. Tries to wrap around. Doesn't work. Puck loose in front. Wizards. Up the far side. Stevens gets a stick in there. Disrupts that. Wizards down the near wall. This time it's going to be Zivkovic standing that player up. Zivkovic in deep. Stevens picks it up. Sends it up the wall. King there. King's going to come up the near wall. She's got some room. King coming in, backhands, leaves it on the doorstep. Yenny's right there, can't kick it in. It's loose. Players down in front of the net, and the net is off the moorings. And unlike yesterday, they'll blow the whistle, so there will be no post-net off the moorings action.
Comments on the officiating. I caught that one.
When I get a chance in the break, I'll show you the replay of what, actually I can't because it's on the phone I'm doing the huddle video with. But there is a replay available of the goal from yesterday in the morning game, and I could tell you that the net had popped off the moorings and they scored. So that game yesterday morning, the 1-0 game, we lost on a goal that, quite frankly, probably shouldn't have counted, but nonetheless it did. Loose in front. Mrazek in the far corner. Mrazek up to Litz. Litz puts it on net, misses far side. Dahl's going to retreat. Klein's going to pick it up. Klein sends it in front, nobody there. Litz cheats down, far side. She's going to throw it into the corner. Try to put it in front, nobody there. We got Sherwood covering Litz up high. Nice play by Peyton as Litz changes position. It's back to her home at the point. Klein sends it in behind for Mrazek. Mrazek sends it in front. Litz couldn't get a stick on it. It was lifted by a Wizards player. Mrazek puts it in front again. Klein can't get a stick on it. Klein hurries over, pushes it to the far wall. They put it to the point. Litz holds. Litz shoots from there. Litz! Jordy Litz from the point! It trickled through the 5-hole. And Litz picks up an early goal to make it 1-0 on a shot from the point that got through the 5-hole. And your selects are up 1-0 early on that goal by Litz. Clardy, Panetta, Walkoskis. Howe and Marshall back. Walkoskis puts it over to Panetta. She loses it there. Now ahead, Panetta picks it up far wall. Stripes is in the way. She puts it behind Stripes into the corner. Tries to backhand center, couldn't get it there. Clardy picks it up low. Clardy turns, sends it to the point to Howe. Howe's going to shoot from there. Hit the goalie. Goalie never saw it. Hit her in the pad. Up high. Now we've got Panetta. Panetta up high shoots, misses to the near side, or far side. Your far side. Marshall throws it in deep. Ice is tilted this way right now. They had Clardy tied up in front of the net. Now it's Panetta in the corner. Panetta tried to put it in the center, couldn't get it through. She picks it up again, dumps it low for Clardy. Clardy to Panetta. Panetta out front. Panetta shoots. Goaltender's going to make an underarm save there. And with 8:44, we're going to get a wholesale change. Here comes Kinger and Yenny. Stevens, Zivkovic, and Kiesel. Out here for a face-off, which will be to the goalie's right, your left on the screen. 8:44 to go, first period. Kinger's going to step in for this one. As Josh leads the cheers. Kinger knocks it low. Wizards pick it up behind their net. They're going to bring it around, lose it. Stevens out front. They can't get it to her as King got tripped up. Puck loose in front. And they're going to call it dead under the goalie. Goalie looks a little slow to get up, quite frankly. She's taking a heavy barrage of shots early. For all those of you Steel City Selects fans, there's Steph Moon's baby sitting with Tana. Back to the game. I'll come back there in the next break. Loose here, Zivkovic's going to step up and hold it. King picks it up on the wall. We'll get back to the baby on the break here as Yenny puts it out front through Stevens, through King. King recovers, picks it up, shoots. Puts it out front again. Stevens taking some pressure in front of that net. And they get away clean. There's Tana with the baby. Everybody say hi to baby Johnny on a bright and early on a Saturday morning. And now we'll get a wholesale change. Out here comes Klein, Sherwood, Makasenko with Dull and Kiesel on the, or Dull and Litz on the back end rather. Face off. Litz chips up and throws it in behind the net, where they throw it in front. Klein, more shots and another stoppage. It got thrown in front of the net by Makasenko, it looked like, and Klein was beating and banging, but could not put it in the net. So it has definitely been lopsided early to this end of the ice, but only one to show for it with 8:07 to go. Klein comes out of there with it, throws it in front of the net, nobody there. It's going to trickle through everybody, and Litz is going to chase that down top of the zone. Litz sends it back the other way for Makasenko. Makasenko ahead to Klein. Klein has Sherwood trailing. Peyton Klein. Peyton Klein shoots and scores! She finds the top of the net, and that's two with 7:50 to go, first period. Your selects are up 2-0. So we will we'll get some changing here, as it looks like they're going to bring Mrazek out now to play here with Sherwood and Makasenko. Sherwood's going to step in and play a little center as Dull picks it up along the wall. Dull sends it ahead for Mrazek. Mrazek down the half wall, battling with some Wizards. There's a couple of them on her there. They send it past Dull at the point. It's going to go all the way down, and we're going to get an icing. So as they recover from the icing, we'll come back down here for another face-off with 7:36 to go first. Wizards and selects early on a Saturday morning here in Rochester. Sherwood steps in. Wins the draw over in the direction of Mrazek. Puts a shoulder into a Wizards player. Comes out with it behind the net. Mrazek comes right in front, throws it in front. Nobody there for the tip. Comes out to Dahl at neutral ice ahead for Mrazek. Mrazek down the near wall. Mrazek throws it in behind where Makasenka's going to go battle. It scoots by Kylie, and Peyton Sherwood sends it around behind the net where Mrazek's going to go battle in the corner. Wizards send it out. Dahl holds it. It didn't look out to me. Didn't look out to me, but Stripes blew the whistle. And we'll get a face-off here outside the zone as a result. Panetta comes out here with Claherty and Walkoskis. Howe and Marshall on the back end. 7:08 to go. Walkoskis back in the direction of Howe. Howe sends it across to Panetta. It hits her skate. She picks it up along the wall, goes down that wall into the corner behind the net. Panetta pushes it around to Claherty. Claherty in front. Net came off the moorings. Goalie scooped that up. I think the goalie pushed and kicked that net off. Either way, we get a whistle. And with 6:54, you can hear Josh leading us in a cheer. Walkoskis going to step in here. Stripes directing some traffic. Walkoskis threw it right on the net. Came out the far side. Marshall's going to retrieve that. Marshall, head up, turns, throws it ahead to Panetta. Panetta loses it, picked up by a Wizard. I'm a little confused here with both teams being black and yellow. Howe ahead for Claherty, too far, goes into the corner. Where Wizard's going to pick it up, send it around the glass. Howe's going to hold the point. Howe's going to drift in, throw it on net. Bouncing puck, still loose in front. Panetta! Panetta! Put it in the net! For your Steel City Selects goal, and that's 3. Josie likes when I record that on the live stream. She posts it on her Snapchat, and she's telling me now that random girls are coming up to her at school telling her that Panetta put it in the net. So we make sure to do that when she scores. So 81, 86, 77 out here now with 83 and 72 on the back end. For those of you that don't know the numbers, Stevens, Kinger, and Yenny, Kiesel, and Zivkovic. Wizards in behind, up the wall, Kinger. Too far, Zivkovic can't hold it. Kiesel picks it up, retrieves. Just going to take it back to the top of the zone, send it ahead for Yenny, who loses it at the line, and here it comes back the other way. Zivkovic ahead for Yenny. Yenny loses it. Stevens with some room. But quickly evaporated down the far side. Stevens with a bad angle shot off the side of the net. In behind the net now. Comes up the near side. Zivkovic holds the point, sends it in. Drifts across the center of the zone. Yenny tried to get a stick on it, and out it comes. They wave off the icing on a tip, and Kiesel's going to pick it up, take it in behind Canacci. I don't think Canacci's faced a shot yet. As Kingers sent it ahead, but the players got ahead of the puck, and Yenny picked it up, dumped it in. Wizards sent it back. Zivkovic across. Now King has it. We can regroup. King throws it in behind the net, where it will die behind the net. And the selects are going to get caught in a change. There's 4 years of bad habits coming back to me. As Kinger comes up the near wall. Kinger trades some space. Shot. Got blocked over to the far wall. Mrazek sends it in deep. Makasenka working back there. Makasenka puts it to the top of the zone to Litz. Litz across the Dahl. Dahl sends it low for Makasenka. Chops at it. Goes up high on the glass. She picks it up behind the net. Ahead in front. Through the goal mouth. Throws Sherwood. Dahl's going to have to retreat now as the Wizards come back the other way. And it's going to go past Litz. Litz is going to turn. And pick it up on the near wall. Take it in behind our far wall. Bring it up the near wall behind the net. Mrazek up the near wall. She's got a little bit of room. Elena Mrazek into the center. Mrazek shoots. Goalie with a save off to the left-hand side. Into the near corner. Where it comes back into neutral ice where Litz is going to pick it up, wait for the zone to clear. Litz up the far wall around Stripes. Litz with some space. Litz comes in, shoots. Goalie with a save with 4:11. Another wholesale change will bring out Klein with Walkoskis and Claherty. Howe and Marshall on the back end. We're going to go to that far circle. Walkoskis will step in for this one. So we're going to rotate some players around here, it looks like. Makes John's job as the statistician a little bit harder, but he will figure it out. Klein back to the point to Marshall. Marshall throws it in for Claherty. Claherty with a golf shot at it, got tipped up high, and Klein picks it up behind the net, throws it behind for Walkoskis. Walkoskis in front, comes through Claherty's feet, throws it in front from Howe, and it caught a wizard up high, and it gets cleared. And Marshall's going to chase this down. She turns with 3 wizards chasing her. She's going to backhand it. She lost it in the corner. She lost her stick. Stick got caught in the boards. And we got a chip ahead to the point. Klein chipped that out, and here she comes. Klein with some room up the far side. Claherty trailing. Klein with a shot. Did that go in? Oh, Klein put it in low. I couldn't tell. Referee never pointed. Klein knocked it in low. And that's 4. So Klein knocked that in low left side. Referee never pointed. And it was hard for me to tell. So apologies, Peyton Klein with the goal. Stevens, King, or Yenny. Howe and Marshall. Puck up the near wall here. Howe's going to hold it. Stevens dances through there with it. She loses it back to neutral ice. King. Stevens picks it up. She loses it, retreats back to the blue line, sends it ahead for Sherwood, who drops it back to Marshall. Marshall coming through there with it. Stevens coming through there with it. Now Yenny. Yenny up the far wall. She's got some space. Yenny around one player. Yenny puts it in front for Kinger. Perfect pass. It just wasn't there. And we're going to get a stoppage under the goalie as King tried to center. And it got stuck under the goalie's pads. Yenny made a nice pass. Klein. And Sherwood's going to step in to take this draw. Sherwood draws it over to Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it in front, bouncing, puck cut off by a wizard. Zivkovic backhands it, can't quite get it in deep, and here come the Wizards the other way. Mrazek applying some pressure. Mrazek loses her stick. Puck in behind the net. Mrazek's stick took a ride all the way through the zone. She picks it up, recovers. As Sherwood battles, now Makasenka, puck along the wall, couple of Wizards. Sherwood picks it up, and here they come up the wall. Sherwood up the near side, puts it ahead for Makasenka. Just a little bit too far. As Makasenka chases it to the corner. Centers it, nobody there. They continue to battle along the wall. Zivkovic chips it in low behind the net, where Makasenka's going to go do some work. Makasenka around to the point. Weird bounce off the wall. Kiesel cheats in. Back, Kiesel was tied up, and out it comes. And this should be an icing. And it is. So with 2:05, first period, we'll come back down here. With Walkoskis, Panetta, and Klein. Litz and Dahl. Go to the far side. Walkoskis is going to take this draw. She pushes it into the corner where they try to set it up the wall, but can't. Comes to the point to Litz. Litz throws it on net from there. Goaltender swallows that one up. 157. Feels good to be back after missing 2. Walkoskis puts it through the goal mouth here into the far corner, near corner rather, the near corner. Where Klein's going to come out of there with it, centers it for Walkoskis. They're beating and banging, the puck wasn't covered, Stripes lost it and blew the whistle. Walkoskis steps in here with Klein and Panetta on her wings. Sends it across to Litz at the point. Litz gets a shot off up high into the near corner. That one had some mustard on it. Klein throws it in front. Goalie comes out, blocks Klein, can't get it through. Dahl picks it up point. Goalie recovered now. Still loose in front, still loose in front. Puck still loose in front, over to Panetta. Still loose, back to the point to Litz. And as it comes out, that'll give the goalie a chance to reset. Litz to Dahl. Dahl tried to center it through. Not necessarily a great pass, and Kanachi finally faces a shot with 1:11 left in the first period as Walkoskis comes through center ice, skating around everybody. Walkoskis shoots, blocker save goalie. She picks it up behind the net, Walkoskis does, tries to find a center, can't get it through. It goes to the point. Litz had cheated in, and Dahl's going to chase it down with 54 to go. Dahl picks it up there. Dahl ahead to Klein. Klein throws it in behind the net and heads to the bench for a change with Dahl, as does Walkoskis and Panetta. So we're going to get a whole change here. Hopefully we don't get caught. The girls are in position. Stevens stops at center. I just can't pick it up. If she did, she would have had a break. Litz picks it up. Litz tried to put it ahead for King too far. And it's going to come to the near wall here where King's going to hold it, duck past Stevens into the corner. They're going to battle along the wall. Howe's going to send it in deeper. 18 seconds to go. Puck loose. Yenny's going to send it on net where the goalie's going to cover it with 15.2 to go in this first period. And Kinger's going to step in for this draw. She sends it to the wall, and the Wizards are going to pick it up there. Wizards send it up. Stevens can't stop it. Howe does. Howe tries to throw it on net, doesn't get through. Yenny backhands. Puck still loose in front. Comes to the point. They're going to chip it out with 2 seconds to go. And that'll do it for one. So we played one. It's 4-0 Selects after one. And we'll focus the intermission on Josh and Steph's baby Johnny with Tana. Baby Johnny just waved. She put her hand up and waved to everybody. So we played one. I will go on mute, take a rest, and be back for number two. All right, they're going to come out for two. Sherwood, Mrazek, Makasenko with Howe and Marshall on the back end. Excuse me. Goaltender for the Wizards takes her net, and oh wait, I got to bump the period up, get the clock started. Over to Howe. Howe ahead to Makasenka, can't get it in there, and the Wizards are going to pick it up. Sherwood with a shoulder into that Wizards player. Sherwood with another shoulder, and Makasenka comes in down the near side. Makasenka backhands in front, beautiful pass from Mrazek. Couldn't handle it, and we've got Howe in deep, Sherwood. And Wizards are going to get it out. Howe will regroup, wait for the zone to clear. Makasenka's the last one out, and here they come. Howe down the far side. Mrazek covers her high. Howe dances in with it. Backhand. Had a wide open net, just played a little too long with it as the goalie fell down. And Sherwood's going to send it around as Howe gets her spot, and Mrazek comes back down. That's a high stick on the puck, and we're going to get a whistle. And now we're going to have a face-off here. In this near circle to the left, your right on the screen at home, of the Wizards goalie. Panetta, Klein, Claherty, Zivkovic, and Kiesel. Klein's going to step in. Wizards a little slow to get into their positions. They do now, and Klein puts it in behind the net. Goalie grabbed it with a stick. Klein around. Klein far side. Has Zivkovic open, top of the center zone. Zivkovic shoots, goalie gloves that one. And we're going to get another face-off. This was from right in between the circles, so looks like Stripes is going to go to the far side. Because that's where the play emanated from, even though Zivkovic was sort of in the center, so makes sense to me. Klein pulls it back to Kiesel. Kiesel puts it on net. Panetta couldn't tip that one. Panetta picks it up behind the net, near circle, back out to Kiesel. Oh, it drifted by Grace's stick. They're going to regroup, come back center ice. Kiesel across to Zivkovic. Zivkovic up to Claherty. Claherty danced the line, left it for Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it deep. Panetta is going to go in behind the net. Klein to Panetta. Panetta picks it up there. Tried to center it, couldn't get it through. Claherty comes across, back out to Kiesel. Kiesel with a shot from there. Goalie throws that into the near corner. Kiesel way deep. Panetta covers her high. Puck into the center of the zone, and Klein chips it, keeps it in. And Klein applies some pressure behind the net. Comes loose, Panetta. Panetta in the near corner. Panetta centers, gets it through to Klein. Klein out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it on net. Goalie saves that into the near corner. Claherty. Claherty all the way around behind the goalie. Over for Zivkovic. Zivkovic throws it on net again, bouncing puck near corner. Into the corner, Panetta. Panetta sends it behind for Klein. Klein sends it for Panetta. Panetta in front, can't get it through. Kiesel holds the point. Bouncing puck. Kiesel throws it in deeper. Klein can't handle a bouncing puck, and the Wizards chip it around behind stripes. Stevens comes on, and it gets by Zivkovic. That's going to drift all the way down, and no, because Kanachi touched it. Kanachi's so eager for some action as Yenny picks it up. Waits for Walkoskis to clear. Drops it for Stevens. Stevens shoots and hits the pipe. Stevens just can't quite find that net this weekend. And I can tell you, as the dad that brings her to the hotel, she is frustrated right now. And I tell her to just feel it. That top left corner was open, and she hit the corner of that pipe. She's frustrated not being able to find that net. And here it comes. Back out past everybody. And this time it'll go, and Kanachi's going to have to stop that one again. Kanachi turned it over to a Wizard. And the girls recover and keep it. Here comes Stevens. Stevens ahead. Nice pass to Yenny. Yenny up the near wall. Yenny battling. Yenny drops it for Stevens. Stevens pushes it lower into the corner where it comes back to Litz. Litz deep. Stevens cut that off. In front, Stevens. That one's going to be Yenny. And Yenny cleans up the doorstep. And it's now 5. So Yenny cleans up a loose puck on the doorstep. And that's 5-0. Sherwood, Makasenka, and Mrazek out here with Litz and Dahl. Dahl ahead to Sherwood. Sherwood loses it back to neutralize Dahl. Dahl ahead to Sherwood, too far. Wizards clear it, and we're going to get a penalty here. Or no, we're going to get an icing, I'm sorry. No, we are going to get a penalty. We're going to get a rough. We're going to get a rough on, looks like Sherwood. So Sherwood's going to sit in the bin for 90 seconds for roughing, and we'll come down here to the near circle for a face-off to Kanachi's right, your left on the screen at home. And the penalty kill looks like it's going to be Kinger and Claherty out here with, I could see Marshall and Howe with 11:38 to go. No penalty up on the board as Stripes waits for the clock operator, and now we have it. Face off here as Marshall picks it up. Marshall sends it to the top of the zone. Marshall, it's in her feet. She clears it back weakly, not enough for an icing, and the Wizards have to regroup on the power play. Howe cheats up. Howe picks it up. Howe up the far side, sends it in deeper. She's going to go chase it. Howe's in way deep. King covers her. Howe tries the wraparound, gets tackled, and into the near corner here. Marshall holds it with a skate, turns, throws it in deeper. Claherty overskates. Wizards player sends it up the wall. Marshall sends it in deeper. Retreats to her point where Claherty's going to battle. Claherty battling a player twice her size. Marshall comes in, sends it across for Howe. Just killing some time here. Howe with a shot. Oh, Chloe Howe. They're going to say high stick on the puck. They're going to say high stick on the puck and bring it out. Howe shot. There was stick up high. And they're going to say high stick on the puck and bring it the other way. I saw a stick up. I saw the puck tipped. Looks like a good call to me. And we're going to come back down the other way. So Zivkovic and Klein out here with Panetta and Kiesel to kill the last half of this penalty. 43 seconds to go. And Zivkovic in the corner. Zivkovic backhands. It goes right off Kanachi. Kanachi trying to get a hold of that puck. They're beating and banging. Kiesel pushes somebody out of the way. And Kanachi gets a piece of equipment on it and covers it up. They were beating and banging on Kanachi there, and Kiesel came in and said, "Move away from my goalie." Klein sends it across. Zivkovic out. Can't get it out. They shoot. Knocked down by Kiesel. Over to the far corner. They shoot again. Goes through the goal mouth over to the near corner. This time Klein's going to pick it up. She stumbles a little bit. Can't get it out past the point player. Kiesel will pick it up. This time it does get out. Up ahead to Panetta. Panetta with room. Panetta skating in. Panetta shoots. Panetta puts it in the net for the Steel City Selects goal. Shorty for Panetta with 13 seconds to go with the penalty. And that'll be 6. Josie Panetta with a nice individual play, shorthanded. Finds the back of that net. And that's 6. Looks like they're going to put Stevens at center now. Oh, we're still on the kill, so probably not. So we got Stevens and Yenny out here with Kiesel and Zivkovic short. 8 seconds to go. Bouncing puck over to the far side. Zivkovic picks that up. Zivkovic chips it ahead, loses it to a Wizard. They send it across to Stevens, still loose, bouncing puck in behind the net as Walkoskis joins the play. Over to Stevens. Stevens picks it up. Stevens gets it ahead for Walkoskis. She knocks it down. High pass, Walkoskis knocks it down anyway. Walkoskis with a shot. Goaltender saw that one the whole way and gloved it for the save. And we'll get a wholesale change here with Makasenka coming out with Sherwood and Mrazek. And I see Dahl and what appears to be Jordy Litz on the back end. So we'll come here to the near circle. With the face off, it goes into the corner. Makasenka battling a player 3 times her size. Around behind for Mrazek. They still battle, puck loose. Goaltender covers that one up. Now in 9:41, we will move along here in period number 2. This game appears to be dragging along, quite frankly, as Sherwood picks it up. Sends it back in the direction of Litz. Litz across for Dahl. Dahl throws it down deep where the girls are going to go do some work. Mrazek and Makasenka behind the net. Makasenka center, nobody there. Dahl holds the point. Dahl throws it in towards the net. Makasenka low. Tries to put it in front, can't get it through. Still battling. And that goes back to the point. It gets by Dahl. They're going to call a tip and no icing. As it's going to drift in behind Kanachi, where Litz will pick it up. Litz up the near wall. Litz gets pulled down. We're going to get a call here. Makasenka up the near side. Keep playing. Makasenka shoots. Goes, misses to the far side on a tip. Kanachi off. We're going to apply some pressure here, and there's the whistle. I suspect Kanachi coming off was more about practicing that move than trying to score again, up 6. But nonetheless, here we are as Panetta comes out here with Clardy and King this time. Marshall and Howe on the back end for this power play with 8:57 to go, minute 30. And we're going to come to the near circle now. Kinger. Kinger sends it in low. Wizards are going to pick it up there, but we're going to see the girls do some work here as Howe comes way low. Clardy covers her. Puck loose top Panetta. Howe! Chloe Howe picks it up on the doorstep, backhands it into what was a wide open net as the goaltender had drifted this way. And Chloe Howe buries it 11 seconds into the power play for your 7th Steel City Selects goal. And we were talking about this yesterday. In the old days at the old Civic Arena Igloo, that would have been the chili goal. Everybody would have got a free bowl of Wendy's chili the next day, but they don't do that at Pip Rock City. As Marshall sends it ahead off of Makasenka's shoulder. Marshall with some space. Marshall coming through some players. She goes into the corner. As Makasenka covers her high. Marshall beating and banging there with a couple of Wizards. Marshall still dancing with it. Still dancing in the corner as she gets pushed on hard by a Wizards player. Now in behind the net as a player chirps. Sherwood sends it around. Makasenka and Marshall trade positions. And Makasenka's going to go do some battle in the corner. She sends it in off the back of the net, where the goaltender for the Wizards will cover that up with 8:16 to go. And the penalty's still on the clock, but it's no longer being enforced on our power play goal, as Stevens comes out here with Yenny and Walkauskas. Zivkovic and Kiesel. Walkauskas over to Yenny, Yenny out to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it on net from there, directed in behind the net. Need to get set up as Yenny had her stick held. Back out to the point, Kiesel cheats in, down to Yenny. Yenny backhands it behind the net. Around to Stevens. Stevens throws it in front, and Walkauskas couldn't get a stick on it. Kiesel throws it down low. It's loose. Stevens chips at it. Stevens picks it up into the corner. Drops it for Kiesel. Kiesel throws it deeper as they battle along the wall. Stevens covering Kiesel. And that puck's going to come out. As Stevens is going to skate over. Zivkovic will get there first. Zivkovic throws it in deep. She trips over the red line. There's a lot of snow over there. They continue to battle. Zivkovic holds it, throws it on net. Bouncing puck in behind the net, Walkauskas. Walkauskas sees Stevens, but it was too late. Stevens loses it behind the net to a Wizard. Walkauskas tries to throw it in front. It comes off the crossbar to the near corner. Kiesel. Kiesel throws it in deep. Walkauskas goes and battles there. Wizards throw it around. Kiesel cheats in deep, and they chip it by her. No icing, as Zivkovic's going to win this race. Get back there, pick it up, take it behind Kanachi. All the way around to the far wall, behind Stripes, where Klein's going to pick it up. They're going to battle there, and the Wizards are going to knock it in deeper. Odd bounce off the wall, Kiesel. Kiesel sends it ahead for Klein. Klein can't get it out, and it's going to come over here to the near wall. Whereas Zivkovic this time will get it out. Try to chip it ahead to Clardy, couldn't get it there. Puck loose. Kiesel picks it up top of the zone, sends it off a Wizards player as Zivkovic got hit there at the blue line, unable to play it. Kiesel's going to go battle in the corner. Klein comes out of there with it. Klein's got Clardy breaking. Klein gets pulled down, and we're going to get another penalty on the Wizards as Clardy comes one-on-one. Delayed penalty on the Wizards. Clardy skates in. Clardy with the shot and a save by the Wizards goalie will create another power play opportunity for your Steel City Selects. So we're going to bring out Clardy with Kinger and Klein as Klein adjusts some of her lower hockey equipment there on her right leg. Litz and Dahlback. 6:16 to go. 7-0 Selects. 14 of you early on a Saturday. I'm grateful. So they had a little trouble getting the door open. They've got it fixed now. And here we go. Stripes getting into position. Kinger puts it in the corner where Clardy's going to go battle, send it in behind the net. But a couple of players back there. Litz picks it up, point drifting, throws it in deeper. Klein's going to go battle. They get it by her. Litz, they chip it by Litz. And here it comes down the other way. They wave off the icing. It doesn't get there. Kinger behind the net. Kinger around one Wizard, around another Wizard, ahead for Clardy. Clardy down the far wall. Turns, spins, loses the puck, stops, regains. Back to Dahl. Dahl throws it in front. Clardy there, it's in her feet. She loses it, and it chips out to Dahl. Dahl over to Litz. Litz near wall. Litz ahead. Gets it into the zone. Clardy picks it up there. Clardy dancing. Clardy shooting. Clardy finds the top left corner of the net. And it's another power play goal for your Selects. This time it took 52 seconds. And that's going to be 8. Well, they put the goal on the wrong side here. It's not 7-1, it's 8-0. And Sherwood steps in with Makasenka and Mrazek with Howe and Marshall. Howe sends it ahead into the corner where Wizard's going to play it deep. Sherwood's going to come in. Mrazek comes out of there with it. Mrazek in front. Makasenka had an open net, didn't ever stick down. Mrazek out to Marshall. Marshall throws it in, and that time Sherwood was tied up. Howe cheats way in. Mrazek covers her high. In behind the net now. Centering pass for Makasenka, couldn't get a stick on it. This time they throw it out off Marshall's skate. And Howe will retreat, pick it up there. Howe tried to throw it ahead to Makasenka, couldn't do it. Marshall picks it up to Makasenka. They lose it there, and it goes down into the near corner, where a Wizards player is going to pick it up, recover, send it around. And that's Howe, way deep. Mrazek's going to cover her. Howe dancing. Howe in front. Chloe Howe knocks it in. So that's 9 with 4:32 to go in this second period. Panetta comes out here with, looks like we're going to have Zivkovic playing offense now. So Zivkovic out here with Kiesel and Panetta on offense with Litz and Dahl on defense. So heavy defensive line here. Traditional defensive players playing a little offense as Litz comes up with it. Litz sends it ahead, too far for Kiesel. And puck's going to be offsides. With 4:18 to go in this second period. 9-0. Panetta sends it across to Zivkovic, who backhands it into the Wizards. They send it ahead to Dahl. Dahl to Panetta, too far. And they're going to chip it in. Dahl's going to pick that one up. Dahl's going to turn. Send it ahead to Kiesel, too far. Kiesel's going to go track it down behind the net. It's going to get past Zivkovic. Out to Litz. Zivkovic's going to backhand it. Come off the wall, Litz. Litz can't hold it, Wizards. Wizards send it back to neutral ice, and it goes back the other way. Litz. Litz ahead, too far for Kiesel. It's going to go all the way down. Kiesel will track it down there. She's battling in the corner. Kiesel sends it in front. Panetta got a stick on it. It's loose. Goalie's going to cover that one up. And with triple threes on the clock in this second period, we will get a break in the action before Sherwood's going to step in. Sherwood out there with Mrazek and Makasenka. Yenny and Walkoskis on D now. Walkoskis shot from the point. Makasenka's shot knocked down in front. Goalie was down. Out to the point, Yenny. Yenny shoots from the point. So we got some players playing some non-traditional positions here in a 9-0 barn burner. This Walkoskis holds, sends it in deeper. A couple of girls down. Puck loose in front. It's going to come back out to Yenny. Yenny's going to shoot from there. Goalie's going to knock that down on a high shot. Makasenka tried to backhand, couldn't get it in. It's going to come out past everybody. They're going to send that down. The arm is raised. It's not going to get there as Yenny gets there first. Yenny's going to pick it up and skate it. Tries to send it ahead, cut off by a Wizard as it got past everybody. Makasenka knocked that down. Sherwood, Mrazek. It's in Mrazek's feet. Here come the Wizards the other way. Walkoskis. Walkoskis sends it in deeper, but Makasenka hadn't cleared. And that's going to be on offsides. Well, with 2:40 to go, second period, score at 9-0. Stevens will come out here with Zivkovic and I think Kiesel again. Stevens going to play a little center this time as Marshall's going to go chase this one down. Marshall tried to get it ahead, couldn't. This could turn into a break for the Wizards. Howe gets back, knocks it off. Puck loose in front. Kanachi with a save. I think that might be her second save as Zivkovic comes up the near wall. Zivkovic up the near wall. Still coming in. Zivkovic centers for Stevens. It's a little behind her, and she got it stuck at her feet and lost it. Kiesel comes out, throws it in front, can't get it there. Now Marshall's going to come up. Marshall's going to shoot, blocked by a Wizard. That puck's going to get knocked down. Marshall's going to chase it back. Big smile on Addie Marshall's face there as she drops it. And now it's back to her. She sends it ahead for Zivkovic, too far. And this time it's going to come up the wall. Stevens is going to pick this up. Stevens going to come around one player. Stevens looking for a center. Stevens dances in front. And Stevens finally finds the bottom of that net. That's 10. Doesn't mean much on the scoreboard, but Stevens finding the bottom of that net's important to her. She was frustrated after missing a couple yesterday, and she picks up one there. So that's 10 with 1:44 to go. And mercifully, the clock will run in the third as they've stopped putting them up here. And Kinger falls down. Claherty overskates. Dahl to Litz. Klein sends it in deep. Goes in behind the net. And Litz can't hold it. Back to Dahl. Dahl over to Kinger. Kinger down the far side. King gets pulled down. They don't even call it at this point. And comes around to Dahl. Dahl's going to pick it up there. Klein. Out to Litz. Litz to Dahl. 56 to go, second period. Clawhardy. Clawhardy dancing with it. Clawhardy still dancing with it. Clawhardy shoots, hits King high. Puck loose. They're kicking at it. Puck still loose. Into the corner. Where it's going to come all the way out to the top to Dahl. Dahl to Clawhardy. 40 seconds to go, second period. In behind. Puck loose out to the goal mouth. Litz. Litz can't handle a bouncing puck. She sends it in deeper. Clawhardy. Clawhardy spins. Still battling. Puck loose. King. King can't get a shot off. 20 seconds to go. In behind the net all the way around. Where Clawhardy picks it up. Clawhardy backhands. Clawhardy to Klein. Klein comes in. Klein shoots. Goalie with a save. In behind the net with 7 seconds to go. Puck loose in front. Clawhardy picks it up. Clawhardy skates to the corner with 3. And Litz is going to shoot, and that's going to do it for period number 2. So we played 2. It's 10-0. And I'll go on mute and be back with number 3. All right, we're going to come out for 3. 15-minute clock under the tournament rules. It will run the whole period until the goal differential gets under 5. So this one will go by in 15 minutes unless the Wizards pour it on here. Sherwood, Mrazek, Makasenka, Walkoskis, and Yenny on D.
Keep working, Sherwood.
So some non-traditional positions here. Good news, I'll start the clock and not have to stop it until it gets to 0. Unless we have a burst of offense from the Wizards. And Stripes checking with both goalies. And there it goes. The clock is started. Hopefully not to stop as Yenny comes through with it. We're going to get an offsides, but that clock's going to continue to run. So we'll come out here to the dot. Sherwood steps in to take this draw. She knocks it ahead, comes out of there with it herself. Loses it to a Wizard, Walkoskis. Walkoskis picks it up, chips it in, into the far corner. Back out, Yenny. Yenny to Walkoskis. Walkoskis shoots from there, knocked down by a Wizard. Makasenka shoots, misses far side. Puck loose in the corner. Mrazek digging and battling with a Wizard, twice her size. And out to Walkoskis. Walkoskis sends it over to Makasenka. Makasenka shoots, misses far side. Sherwood. Sherwood around back for Makasenka. Makasenka far corner. Makasenka out to Yenny at the point. Yenny's going to shoot from there, knocked down by a Wizard. Into the near corner. Mrazek goes over and battles. Walkoskis steps up. They can't hold it. It comes all the way down. Kanachi's like, I'll just stop it. Leaves it for Yenny. Yenny sends it around. Yenny ahead for Makasenka. Makasenka with space. Makasenka up the far side. Makasenka turning, loses the puck in the corner, still regains it. Comes around, backhands, leaves it for Zivkovic. Zivkovic over to Kiesel. Kiesel picks it up, sends it into the far corner. Puck down low now, Wizards. In behind the net. Wizards send it around. Zivkovic. Dribbler behind the net, Kiesel. Kiesel sends it in front. Dull cheated in, couldn't pick it up. Marshall sends it in lower. In behind the net, Mama Moon coming back with baby Johnny. The baby is now fed and likely changed. Marshall fans on it. Turns it over to a Wizard. That might have been the start of the burst. But no, it got shut down. As Kiesel shoulders a girl down. The other girl tried to shoulder Kiesel, and she took the worst of it. It was not grace on the offensive there by any means. But she plays good defense. Wonder where she gets that from. And we get a whistle, and it comes down here to Kanachi's left, it looks like. The right on your screen. We got Stevens, Panetta, Klein, King, and Litz, and I'm not even going to guess who's where until we see some formation. There comes Klein. Klein around, Stevens trailing. Klein dances. Klein still dancing. Can't get a shot off. Klein into the boards. They battle there. Litz tried to put it for Stevens, couldn't. And Panetta's going to regroup. Looks like Panetta and Litz on defense with Kinger, Stevens, and Klein on offense. Kinger coming up, drops it across for Stevens, couldn't get it through. Litz back to Panetta. Panetta shoots from the point, misses far side, near side rather, I'm sorry. In behind, too far for Klein. Panetta down to Klein. Klein back to the point to Panetta. Panetta throws it down to Klein. Klein in the center for Stevens. Stevens loses it. And we're going to get a shot potentially on goal as Kanachi leaves it for Litz. Litz bobbled it a little there. Almost had some action in front of our own net. As the Wizards throw it on net again. That's like 3 shots in 10 seconds. This might be the beginning of the flurry. As they drop the puck low. Panetta battles. Stevens chips. Puck loose, Wizards. Wizards shoot behind the net. Klein's going to pick it up over there, and I would bet this will end in a clear as she takes it behind, reverses direction, and now she's going to come up that far wall. Into the center. She's going to skate with it. Around a Wizard. Around another Wizard. Around a third Wizard. Klein behind the net. Klein still skating. Klein puts it in front. Dropped it for Claherty, who's now playing defense. Claherty backhands it on the net, and the Wizards goalie will cover it up with 10:30 to go on a running clock. And we'll stop for a baby Johnny moment, this time with Heather. As Sherwood, Makasenka, Mrazek, Walkoskis, and Claherty.
I was like, oh God. She said, if I have a kid and I decide that I don't want to have it anymore, I can just get away.
Sherwood out to Walkoskis on D. Walkoskis with a shot, doesn't get through. Knocked down by a Wizard. Pass ahead too far for that Wizard, and Claherty's going to pick it up, come back the other way. Claherty gets to the line and dumps it low, and takes a weird bounce off the wall in behind the net. And this one will come back to Walkoskis at the point. She dumps it low to Sherwood. Sherwood picks it up behind the net over to Makasenka, try to put it out front for Mrazek. Walkoskis shoots, gets deflected behind the net. Sherwood out to Walkoskis. Walkoskis shoots off the side of the net. Sherwood in behind. She's got Mrazek out front. There was a shot from somebody there. Might have been Makasenka on this far side. Puck down low. They battle. Walkoskis point. Walkoskis throws it through the goal mouth over to the far side where Makasenka's going to pick it up. They're going to battle. Claherty cheated in, and the goalie's going to cover that one up, and it's 9 minutes to go. We'll get another wholesale change here. Howe and Yenny on the back end with Kiesel. Zivkovic and Dahl on the front end, it looks like. So this is an all-defensive line with the exception of Yenny. Yenny, a traditional offensive player, now playing defense. As Kiesel steps in. Kiesel drops it to Dull. Dull across to Howe. Howe's going to shoot from there. Tipped. They're going to call another high stick on the puck. I saw it tipped. It's a good call.
Their player tipped it.
It's a good call. It's still a high stick on the puck, though, right? Even if they tip it, I think it's still a high stick on the puck, though. Either way,
It should be a goal.
in a 10-0 barn burner, we're not gonna challenge that call. Goes in behind the net. There seems to be some controversy that it was tipped by a Wizards player, as Yenny's gonna shoot. It gets through weakly as it got stopped. Howe picks it up here. Yenny. So we've had 2 knocked down on a high stick that didn't count. One was definitely a high stick. Second one questionable, but again, in a 10-0 barn burner, we're not going to worry about it. As Dull picks it up here, loses it in her feet. Howe throws it, misses near side. In behind the net with 7:29 to go. Kiesel chips it towards the net, goes in behind. All the way around to Yenny at the point. She stops it on her backhand. Yenny throws it, bouncing puck. It gets in loose. They're continuing to battle for it there, and the Wizards goalie covers that one up. With 7:08 to go, running clock. 10-0's your score. Here comes Kinger with Stevens and Klein. Panetta and Marshall on the back end. 9:05 on a Saturday morning in Rochester. At least it'll be light out when we leave. It was dark when we got here. Kinger back to Marshall. Marshall throws it in deeper, where Kinger's going to go do some work behind. Reversed, stuck in Kinger's feet. Now King. King puts it across to Stevens. They battle behind the net. Stevens, Kinger, around to Klein. Klein throws it behind. Stevens going to try to lift the stick, can't. Puck gets by her, Panetta. Panetta stops the player at the line. Puck comes out. And Marshall chips it back the other way for Kinger. Kinger tried to chip it by and can't. Panetta sends it ahead. Now Kinger's going to have to go chase it down. In behind the net, Wizards throw it around, and Panetta's going to jump up, hold the point. No, it gets by her. They're going to call no ice on the tip. Kanachi looking for some action, comes out to play it, plays it right into Marshall's feet, and send it around. Marshall up ahead to Klein. Klein tried to dish it to King, couldn't. Wizards send it back the other way, and it's going to go off the near side of the net, where Panetta's going to pick it up. Panetta up to Stevens. Stevens across to, too far for King. Klein picked it up. Klein dropping. Stevens open. Stevens in the center of the crease. Stevens bangs it in right-hand side of the net. That's 11. What's that? No, that's 2 for her. Yeah, no, that's 2. So Stevens finds the right-hand side of the net off the post. That one's a little more of a traditional goal for her, so maybe she'll feel a little better about that one. And with 5:16 to go, running clock, the Wizards are changing some personnel here, and we got Sherwood, Mrazek, and Makasenka out here with Walkoskis and Litz. 5 minutes to go, running clock. Mrazek overskates. Walkoskis ahead, too far for Mrazek. This time Sherwood. Sherwood puts it in front. Too weak to get to Makasenka. And here come the Wizards in a rush. Up the far side, Litz steps in front of that player. Slows him down, Mrazek picks it up. Mrazek ahead to Makasenka. Loses it in her feet. Mrazek picks it up again. Mrazek dumps it. Gotta go chase it. Wizards pick it up behind the net. They send it around. Where Sherwood sends it around for Makasenka in the corner. Makasenka battling with it. Has Mrazek open. Can't get it to her. Had her stick tied up. Through the goal mouth over to the far side. 4:20 to go. In behind the net, Makasenka. Makasenka throws it in front. It's still loose. And comes out to Litz. Litz to Walkoskis. Walkoskis throws it in. Cut off by a Wizard. Back out to Walkoskis. Walkoskis throws it back in front. It's loose. Makasenka beating and banging. Can't find an open net. Misses. You can see her frustration now. So Addie Stevens' frustration is now transferred to Kylie. Out to Litz. Litz skates in. Litz is going to shoot. Puck loose in front. Nobody can get a stick on it. Sherwood. Out to Litz. Litz bobbles. Sends it in deeper. Around past Sherwood. Makasenka. Makasenka skates out. Puck loose in front. They're beating. They're banging. Goalie covers. 3:34, running clock. Kiesel, Zivkovic, and Kinger with Howe and Marshall on the back end. Kinger steps in. Howe chips it across. Zivkovic has to wait for the zone to clear. It's loose at her feet. Kiesel. Kiesel goes over and chips at it. Kiesel down, up now. Oh no, that was Zivkovic down. Kiesel skates across top of the zone with it. Kiesel to Howe. Howe shoots. Just misses a Wizards player's head. Misses near side. King out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic shoots. Goalie knocks that down. Bouncing puck around to Marshall. Marshall throws it into the corner. 2:45 to go behind the net. Kiesel skates. Puts it out front. Kinger over to Howe. Howe sends it down low as both players fall down. Howe sends it down low again. Past Kinger. All the way around. Zivkovic going to go do some work. Kiesel comes out of there with it. Over to King. King looking for a center. Can't get it to Zivkovic. Puck bouncing. Wizards are going to chip it out. Marshall stops it. Kiesel. Wizards. Zivkovic. King. Kinger. Up the near wall. Howe, point. Howe throws it on net. Bouncing puck into the near corner. Far corner. Far corner. My bad. Zivkovic. Backhand. Kinger. Wizards up high to Marshall. Minute 54 to go. Running clock. Down low past Zivkovic. In behind the net. Kiesel. Kiesel loses it to a Wizard. Over to the near corner. Kinger. Kinger. Out to Kiesel. Kiesel shot. Goalie covered that one up. Kiesel with a shot in low, and they cover that up. Out comes Makasenka, Sherwood, and Mrazek with Yenny and Walkoskis back. Come to the near circle. Sherwood, minute 10. Running clock. Sherwood chips it over to Mrazek. They battle along the wall. Mrazek and the entire Wizards team battling along the wall. While Koskis comes in, Sherwood comes in. Centering pass, tried to get it over to Makasenka, couldn't. Yenny shoots, doesn't get through. While Koskis cleans that up. Puts it down to Mrazek. Mrazek turns, shoots. Steered past Makasenka to the far corner, 45 to go. Makasenka comes in, loses the puck as she gets stripped from it. They're beating, they're banging, they're beating. Loose in front of the net, out to the point to Yenny. Yenny, backhand pass. Gets cut off by a Wizard who dumps it ahead. And Yenny picks that up. Yenny in behind the net with 26 seconds to go. Yenny ahead for Makasenka. Makasenka turns. 18 seconds to go. Over to the point. Wizards dump it the other way with 14 to go. While Koskis picks it up in the corner. They continue to battle there with 7 to go. Yenny ahead to Mrazek. And that's going to do it. So in a barn burner, it ends 11-0. With your selects on top, I will bring you the handshake action. And we will await our seedings to find out when we play again. So they're going to bring the music up, which means I'm going to go on mute for the handshake action. And keep an eye on your team snap or your text messages for when we play next. And as always, I'll do my best to get you a game. I'm dependent on the connections. Have a good rest of your Saturday morning, and we'll see you this afternoon, hopefully.